On the Paper Talk today, we'll be doing a little bit of a post-match analysis in terms of the quotes from the result yesterday, the defeat to Brighton here at Old Trafford. Not good enough. We'll find out what Harry Maguire and Erik ten Hag had to say about that. Also, we've been linked with a striker. Who could it be? Is it a world-class striker that we finally need? Let's find out. Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford, which means it's the Paper Talk, and the weather is mild, but it feels like it should be raining because it was an absolutely horrible performance by Manchester United yesterday. It's the morning after the night before, so we're going to get into the news. Got some quotes following the fallout from yesterday's defeat to Brighton. We'll also get into some transfer stories as well, including one involving a former West Ham striker that I honestly almost forgot about, but it seems like he now could be the answer to all our problems, according to the latest reports anyway. So we'll get into that, and we'll give you an update on Frenkie de Jong, because where would it be without a Frenkie de Jong update? Anyway, some quotes from yesterday. As you would expect, the usual post-match analysis doing the rounds. Harry Maguire, the captain, had this to say after the game. He said, "We went into the game positive, we had a good pre-season, and it was the worst possible start to be 2-0 down at half-time. We got a goal back, but we huffed and puffed a bit, and it's a bad start for us." He's not wrong, is he? We started pretty well on the front foot, and as a team, we had control. Then we conceded the first goal, and that knocked us back badly. He then went on to talk about his partnership with Lisandro Martinez. I thought Martinez did okay yesterday. You may disagree. I thought he was one of our better players. I know that's not saying a lot because, by and large, the team was pretty poor, but I didn't think he did too badly on his Premier League debut. He said it's great to have Lisandro Martinez at the club. We have competition for places at centre-back. We've not played together much, and that in that first period we weren't on the same wavelength. Centre-back partnerships are built over time, and we will get a lot better and keep clean sheets. You will get better because you can't get any worse, to be honest with you, Manchester United. I don't just mean Maguire and Martinez, I mean the team as a whole. I thought last season was pretty poor, but it seems like we've not kicked on at all. We're going to get into it all later on. We've got the Paddock podcast, so we'll get into all our opinions and all that other stuff. But I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. This manager needs backing properly, and he certainly needs time. It's not the manager's fault that he's inherited a mess and a club and a squad that feels pretty rotten at the minute. Ten Hag had this to say on what happened yesterday. He said, "It's a hell of a job. We have to work really hard, analyse and then move forward. Today was a good start, and then after that we dropped down a level in belief and we made mistakes that the opponent punished, but it was a good opponent. We tried to work well together, but when you make mistakes you get punished for that." Listen, Brighton are a good team. I'm not going to pretend they're not, but they're not going to be winning the title this season, and we've got tougher tests ahead. We've got Liverpool here next home game. I am absolutely dreading that. I used to look forward to playing the Scousers, genuinely. And now I can't think of anything worse, because if we perform like we did against Brighton, against Liverpool, it could be a cricket score. And it'll be absolutely horrible. So you think, well, we need signings. We need to bring players in. You know, we're not going to compete with the squad we have. We've only spent, 60-odd million so far this transfer window, which pales in comparison to what our rivals have spent. And also to, the fact that we finished 6th last season. So who are we going to go for? Who's the player that can, maybe get us challenging again, get us right back to the top? Do you know what I mean? Who is it? Who's the star name we need? Do we need someone like, maybe to go for Neymar, or do we take a punt on one of our main rivals and one of their attacking options? Do we try and, tempt Tottenham with a massive bid for Harry Kane? No, none of that. We're going to go for Marco Arnautovic. Yes, the 33-year-old who did score 14 goals for Bologna last season, and he helped them, I think, finish 13th. Yes, that's the answer to all our problems, obviously. Now, when I saw this at first, I thought it was a joke, but no, it's not. It's true. We've been linked with him. And apparently his brother has said that it's true. There is an offer from a well-known club. I'm in contact with Bologna to see if that can be realised. Ten Hag spoke about the links and said, "I don't go into names, and I think in pre-season 250 players are linked or involved with us." Sky Italy have reported that Bologna have rejected United's bid in the region of 7 million for Marco Arnautovic. So not only are we in for him, we've had a bid rejected, which is even better. And then there's a story this morning in The Guardian. Manchester United consider 10 million Marco Arnautovic deal to boost the attack. Now listen, he might be a very good player, yeah. He's 14 goals last season in Serie A or whatever it is. that's the decent return. But he's a 33-year-old. The season's already started, and he's already being touted as an emergency option. Why are we looking at emergency options? And I don't want to hear people saying, "Oh, well, we didn't know that Anthony Martial was going to get injured." Well, we knew that Anthony Martial's had 2 seasons where he's underperformed. We knew that we had a 37-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. We knew that Mason Green was likely to never play for Manchester United again. So we knew we needed attacking options. So why, when the season's already started, are we looking for a 33-year-old that 2 seasons ago was playing in China? It's an absolute shambles. It stinks of another Odion Igalo or Edinson Cavani or even a Cristiano Ronaldo sort of aging striker emergency option. We're never thinking long term. And it's not good enough. A club like Manchester United should be challenging at the top. You're not going to be challenging at the top by buying 33-year-olds who didn't play in the Premier League or haven't played in the Premier League for about 4 seasons. And when they were in the Premier League, were doing okay. It's not like he set the world alight when he was at West Ham. He was all right. So it's just not good enough. And I'm not trying to hate on the kid because he might come in. I'll get behind him like I get behind every single Manchester United player that plays for the club. But let's not kid ourselves. At the beginning of this summer, were you saying to yourself, ask yourself a question, were you saying, you know who we need this summer? We need Tyrell Malacia, we need Lisandro Martinez, we need Christian Eriksen, and we need Marko Arnautovic. Now, I've got nothing against any of those players. You know, the good players. Eriksen played well yesterday. Lisandro Martinez played well. I've been impressed with Tyrell Malacia. I thought he should have started yesterday. But those weren't the players I thought we needed to challenge at the very top. We need more than that. And it's not just about big names and, oh, go and get this marquee signing. It's about quality as well. And we've just not brought in the numbers of quality that we need. We brought in some good players, but we need more than 3 good players at this club. You know, Ralph Rangnick said we need 10, and I thought that was a little bit OTT. But he wasn't far off. We need about 6 or 7. And we certainly need some players who can come straight into this first team and do bits for us. And at the minute, we haven't got enough of them. So, yeah, Arnautovic, okay. He might come in, he might do a job, he might get you a few goals. But is he the long-term answer? No. When are we going to get a long-term answer? We've been linked with Benjamin Sesko. I don't know if that's going to happen. The latest reports are that looks like it might not be. We need more than that as well, because Sesko, yeah, he looks like a decent player. But again, a few months ago, were we all saying Benjamin Sesko was the answer to our problems? No. It's just, it doesn't feel to me like Manchester United have any sort of a plan or even a clue. And it's just not good enough. As you can see, we're back in the studio. So why are we back in the studio when we've just done the paper talk outside Old Trafford? Well, we've had a bit of breaking news. David Ornstein, who is Mr. Reliable, has posted an article in The Athletic this morning saying that Manchester United are working on a deal to recruit Juventus midfielder Adrien Rabiot. The Athletic understands. He goes on to say the 27-year-old France international is into the final 12 months of his contract at Juventus and has emerged as a leading option for the Premier League side as they seek to bolster manager Erik ten Hag's squad. So he then goes on to say The Athletic reported in July that United had reached an €85 million agreement with Barcelona to sign De Jong, although issues over the Dutchman's deferred salary at the Camp Nou and whether he wanted to move to Old Trafford were unresolved. He's also mentions there the fact that Barcelona president Juan Laporte has reiterated his desire to keep De Jong. So it looks like United are looking for other options. Now, Rabiot, you know, he's a bit of a mixed bag. He's just looking at sort of the stats and what have you, can play in several different positions. He's not the sort of, probably the DM that we all want. He's a bit of a more of a versatile midfielder, shall we say. But he is a midfielder and we are crying out for one. The question is he the right answer? Is he the one we need? There have been issues around his temperament over the past, to say the least. So it's an interesting one. With the fact he's only got 12 months left on his contract, you'd imagine he'd be available on a pretty much a cut price, which is, you know, Glazenomics in full effect. But he has emerged as a leading target for Manchester United. As always, we'll keep you posted if that does become a concrete offer, if anything is accepted, if we do get a here we go from Romano or Ornstein's equivalent, then we will go live. So make sure you are subscribing. Anyway, let's get back to Old Trafford, back to the news. And here's what I was saying earlier. One player that we have been linked with and we have been chasing and we have been after for quite some time is Frenkie de Jong. This has dragged on all summer, and I feel like by every sort of day, the chances of him coming to Old Trafford are decreasing. And if he's any sense, and if he's got access to the internet, and he finds out what happened yesterday, he'll run a mile from Manchester United. And I hate to say that because I love Manchester United, but let's have it right. If you were Frenkie de Jong, you could go to Chelsea and challenge for Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, or you could stay at Barcelona. Would you come here to Manchester United? Anyway, latest update in the Express. Barcelona star Frenkie de Jong still has no plans to take a pay cut at the club, according to reports. United and Chelsea are both keen to land the Netherlands international, and the Catalan Titans pushing to land Bernardo Silva from City. That new development gives both teams hope of striking a deal. Barcelona have publicly at least said de Jong isn't for sale. So it's the same old with that. I wouldn't be surprised if United increase their bid for him and try and get it over the line. I wouldn't be surprised as well if it isn't enough. I wouldn't be surprised if he just doesn't want to come. I've always thought there must be something there. He knows Erik ten Hag. There must have been some sort of conversation, because why have we not walked away from it by now? But Chelsea coming in for him wasn't always on the cards. Now it is. And also, the more he keeps playing at Barcelona, the more he may decide, you know what, I'm not going anywhere. It's just a mess at the minute at Manchester United. The targets we want doesn't look like they're coming. Then we're altering our targets to buy players that, to be honest with you, are barely Premier League standard, if we're talking about Marko Arnautovic. And I hope he proves me wrong if he does come. I hope he scores loads of goals and you can ram this down the throat, you can clip it up. But again, it seems like we're altering our ambitions to suit the clubs, and we shouldn't be doing that. The clubs should be changing their ambitions to suit the fans. The fans demand excellence at this football club, and at the minute we're getting mediocrity, and it's just not good enough. Anyway, I've had enough of ranting. I'll leave it there. We're going to have the Paddock podcast later, where you'll have myself, Adam McCullough, Joe Smith. We'll be giving you our thoughts on yesterday and what the club needs to do to move forward. Got loads of other videos, including Andy Tate, including Adam McCullough, giving post-match analysis from yesterday. So if you like a bit of masochism, go and check that out. Don't forget as well to hit like, share and subscribe to this channel. We want to get to 700,000 subscribers. With your help, we can do it. I'm going to leave it there outside a pretty mild Old Trafford. Thanks for watching.